Muslim religious discourse, in addition to security and military measures, of course. And the rise in terrorism requires a thoughtful response from the international community. The fight must not only be restricted to security and military procedures, but it actually requires more openness when it comes to religious discourse, so as not to give the chance to people to use religion as a way to implement their extremist ideas. In order to discuss this further, we are joined now by Mr. Hossam Eldin Allam. He is a religious, or if I may say, author, to tell us more about it. It's great having you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I'd like to ask you about the beginning, about what is the vulnerability that enables the terrorists to attract more to their groups, in order to do violent acts under the name of religion?
Yeah, this is a very interesting question. And to start off, in order to really provide a practical answer to this question, let me start here by stating two important and two significant points. The first of them, in light of the culture and the global event that you are witnessing and you are part of today, it is very important to clarify the point that it was no coincidence, as a matter of fact, that the very first commandment in the Noble Quran is Iqra, and that's to read or to recite, because this is how you really enlighten and illuminate the human mind and the human intellect. And it is the absence of this knowledge and the illuminating power and the enlightenment of this knowledge that brings about negative phenomena, including this concept of extremism or the misunderstanding of the religion, and thus, as you said at the very beginning, to be manipulated by some deviant agendas. The very second thing is the point that the presence of Al-Azhar al-Sharif in Cairo International Book Fair for this year, as a matter of fact, comes as part of the sustainable and the continuous efforts and the media strategy that Al-Azhar has been adopting in order to be able to present its moderate approach and its in light of its original academic methodology, which of course stands for moderation and the acceptance of the other. And just a few days ago, the deputy or the undersecretary of Al-Azhar al-Sharif, Dr. Abbas Shuman, he was here in one of the halls, and he stressed this question in particular, that it is the lack of correct knowledge and it is the lack of the proper understanding that gives the space for extremist thinkers and for whatever you can call it, be it groups or whatever entities that try to hijack the religion, and especially when it comes to Islam, in order to justify their own agendas and push forward their own agendas. So when it comes to the question that you significantly raised at the very beginning, as a matter of fact, it is about the absence or the lack of knowledge. And this is why it is not because, the spread of these deviant ideas and these twisted understanding of the religious text. Actually, it is out there and it becomes more widespread, not as a result of the fact that they are based on sound proofs from the Quran or the Sunnah, but it's as a matter of fact because they have behind them tools and groups that try to spread and for this kind of thought to proliferate. So this is why what we need to do, and this is why we always need to stress the fact that, like you mentioned at the very beginning, that it is not solely or single-handedly the effort of one entity or one ministry or one academic institution, be it Al-Azhar.
It's the role of everyone.
Exactly. It is a collective effort that needs to be put, and like I said, not single-handedly, but it's a group effort, it's a collective effort, and not even one country, even if it's Egypt, that will be able to solely confront this danger of extremism. Just very recently in Canada, In Canada, we witnessed an extremist who happened to be a Christian and a fanatic of many extremists also thought like when it comes to having discrimination based on the background of the people. This is of course also a terrorist act, and it cannot be described but as a terrorist act. And still, we cannot say that just because he's Christian, this justifies what he's doing. Of course, killing innocent people, especially when they are in places of worship, this is not religious at all. This is not even humanistic at all.
Okay. Sir, I want to ask you about something very important that you mentioned now, which is the point of collaboration between various bodies in order to achieve this target, reforming religious discourse. You mentioned collaboration between, for example, Al-Azhar as the greatest Islamic institute in the world, the Ministry of Education when it comes to the religion curriculum, the various international bodies, the media as a tool for raising awareness in this regard. Do you think that all these institutes and all these bodies are doing enough, or more needs to be done?
I think, like I said, ever since the dawn of humanity, this intellectual battle, if I may put it, between what is right and what is appropriate and what is convenient and what is sound and what is authentic on one hand, and on the other of that which is not correct or whatever, or extremist or to the end of the spectrum, it has always been there. But the point is we have to always be prepared and to always have what it takes, especially when it comes to cooperation and when it comes to joint and mutual efforts. The thing is, it's not about just like a button that you will push and thus everything will be okay. This is not the case, and this is the nature of the social interactions and when it comes to social sciences and disciplines. What I need to really stress here...
Unfortunately, our time is
I see.
So
to finalize, the point is the presence of Al-Azhar in Cairo's International Book Fair is part of the continuous efforts in order to present and to give accessibility to all the peoples, of course, and to be there and to present and to provide a counter-narrative in order to, like you said in the very beginning, to counter any extremist discourse, and of course as part of Al-Azhar's continuous efforts to renew and to reform the religious discourse, to have one that really reflects the moderate teachings of Islam. Thank you so much.
Islamic scholar Hossam Eldin Allam, would like to thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a pleasure having you. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us in this edition of Nile Cruise, which came to you live from the Cairo International Book Fair, a place worth visiting this year with all these activities that you can see around. You definitely have to see it. I'd like to thank my colleague Sharif Tuni. Thank you very much, Sharif.
Thank you very much, Hala, and see you next week. Goodbye.